Ibra, 20 years of age. Kenny Mokhonoana, only 27. That is a very tall featherweight, although he did miss the featherweight limit at 147 pounds. Ibra didn't even think about turning the fight down despite the missed weight. He said, that's fine, it's a catchweight, we'll contract it. But look at the reach advantage for Kenny Mokhonoana.
And it's time for keys to victory. So for Ibragim Ibragimov, he's got to pass the guard on the takedown. He doesn't want to get tangled up in guillotines. Control and strike from top position, and then top position submissions, arm triangles, etc. For Kenny Mokhonoana, long-range counters, use those long arms, sub-attacks in scrambles, guillotines, etc. And then if he lands on the bottom, he's got to be active. He can't stay stuck there.
The tension is heating up here at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai for our first major MMA event. First up, in the blue corner, he holds a Bellator record of 2 wins and 1 loss, and all 5 of his professional wins have come by knockout of submission. With 4 of those finishes happening in the first round, he weighs in at 147 pounds, and he's fighting out of Dublin, Ireland. It is Kenny the Black Diamond Mokhonoana! And his opponent is fighting out of the red corner, undefeated with a perfect professional record of 8 wins. He's a former KST lightweight champion, now riding a 2-win run in the PFL with a first round submission victory in the PFL Europe debut. He weighs in at 146 even, and he's fighting out of Dagestan, Russia. It is Ibragim the Mauler Ibragimov. And your referee for the fight is Mike Beltran.
All right, Kenny, back it up.
The always mustachioed Mike Beltran.
You won this.
Will oversee the action here. Kenny Mokhonoana's got the black trunks.
Ready to fight. Ready to fight. Let's go.
Ibra Ibragimov is in the light blue.
Oh!
Sharp inside kick. Takes the base out from under Mokhonoana temporarily.
Look at the height and reach of Mokhonoana.
Oh, the head and arm.
Lovely head and arm.
What a throw for Ibra Ibragimov, and now into the side control position.
Got to watch this reverse triangle. He needs to get that arm back from between the legs of Mokhonoana. Ibra's got to be cautious because Mokhonoana might try and start to stuff that head in between his legs, get that inverted triangle. It's going to be very difficult to finish, but it could find him tangled up in an awkward position for a good couple of minutes.
Yeah, Ibrahim doing the right thing here, staying in top position, relaxing, slowing the fight down a little bit.
Kenny's got to be careful trying to just spin out, give up his back. John Cavanaugh in the corner of Kenny Mokhonoana, asking for him to work a sequence.
Kenny very active off his back. I noticed that in his previous fights. He never ever sits still. Real tricky opponent from the bottom.
Trying to stuff that left arm of Ibra.
Elbows if you have room. Keep your sequence.
Yeah, active with a guard and flexible as well. You'll see him climbing these long legs up around the shoulders and trying to lock his opponent down. Here he goes again.
Yep. Difficult opponent at featherweight as well when they're tall like this. They move around, he moves really well from the bottom position. Nice elbow from the bottom too, from Kenny.
And there's a lot of limbs to control as well for Ibra, right?
Ibrahim on the shorter side of featherweight, so you know these long limbs are really tricky to get around from bottom position.
Working to stuff that wrist again, but I think if Kenny can clear the head, he's going to go for a... It looks like he's trying to set up a triangle again, perhaps. Ibra just looks so wise to it, though, you know what I mean? He just drives through everything. You've got to pressure forward when people are climbing up a high guard. You've got to, almost like you're putting on a sweater.
Exactly.
You've got to shrug their shoulders off.
Ibrahim nice and composed, considering he's only had a few pro fights, you know, fighting very experienced, like he did in his last fight too, looked great.
Good for him to get some rounds in as well in that last one. And this really nullifies Mokhonoana's sub-attacks.
Beautiful pressure with the hips here from Ibrahim. Nice switch.
Yeah. Setting himself up to take the back here.
But nice from Kenny using the fence.
Kenny's got to keep that hand, though, that underhook. If he pulls that across the waistline, if he cuts the waist with that hand, he's going to give his back.
You can see Ibra's trying to grab those hips and pull him away again. Kenny's worked back to his knees, see if he can get his feet on the mat here.
So watch that guillotine. Kenny's got a few guillotine finishes.
Good work keeping his head right on that center line, though, so it never falls into either pocket. He's driving forward here. There's nowhere for Kenny to posture with this guillotine.
He's really got to watch that head, though, in this position. But he's got the legs class now.
It's almost
Great
like
pressure.
It's almost like he allowed the head to get tangled so he could deal with the legs.
And this is part of that Dagestani wrestling system that you're going to see. They take these leg irons. Mokhonoana has been able to get his legs back, but it's a formula, and it works so consistently in the sport of mixed martial arts.
It's constant, and it's grueling, and it's tiring, and we're in round one.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark remaining in the first round of a possible 3. Ibragimov pressing Kenny Mokhonoana against the barrier. Inside control here.
Really impressed with Ibrahim's pressure here. Really nice. Just draining Kenny from the start.
That was lovely, that little knee to the body, then he pinned the wrist with the same knee.
Had an old school half Nelson grip for a second there. Good work by Kenny to get back to his feet again, see if he can take this seatbelt off. But he can't. That return for Ibra.
Good knees, good pressure, great pressure from Ibra. Great round one.
The game's cyclical as well, isn't it? There's never an out to it. It always tangles you and turns you back into the same position.
And I'll tell you one thing that's really interesting for me, guys. He knows the game so well. He knows what he's supposed to do so well. His corner has just been silent the whole first round, just watching Ibragimov work. Wheel kick to close it.
Here we go now. Let's see if Ibra can get it to the ground again. We know that's where he wants to fight. That's where he's most comfortable.
Oh, and again
Same
with the
start.
inside kick.
Beautiful.
Big elevation.
That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
And a slam from Ibragimov.
Really, really nice.
Mokhonoana not yet letting go of the neck.
Yeah, he's got to get that head back into the center line. Mokhonoana is going to keep that chin cap on. He's going to try and keep control of that while he establishes the other hand to grip. But as soon as his back's up against the fence, the ability to guillotine really disappears.
Especially with the way Ibra will use his legs to shelf the legs of Kenny Mokhonoana. Not allow him to contact his feet with the mat, create any leverage. John Kavanagh watching on quietly.
We're back into Ibrahim. Trap, as I like to call it here. The legs are now iron. He's going to pull the wrist away. He's going to flatten Kenny again. And it's really difficult to get out of this position. We've seen it in his last 2 fights. He puts you there and you just can't get out. We've not really seen anyone get out of it yet.
It's the Ibra game, that's what we'll call it.
I'm sure he'll claim it as well.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's really good to watch.
It's like your legs are in stocks, like old medieval stocks, and you just can't move them anywhere. Really is impressive. And it forces you to turn and give you back as well, doesn't it?
He's so smooth with it, Dan. He's one of the smoothest I've seen with it from that gym.
And now he's taken the back of Kenny Mokhonoana. He'll try and push his back vertically up to the face and higher on the chest. Mokhonoana says no. Too high for that choke to really sink in. It's funny hearing both of you guys talk about the fact that, Ibra might be the next big thing, could be a big star. Chances are he's not going to end up being the biggest athletic star in his own family. His younger brother, actually his 3 younger brothers, are all in the development academy for Manchester United. Yes, that Manchester United. And speaking with Ibra at the fighter meetings, he thinks the oldest of the younger brothers might be on the A squad sometime this year. At only 17, only 17, 18 years of age.
It's unheard of.
Unbelievable.
He's tangled in a Kimura here. Mokhonoana is really committing to it.
If I'm Kenny, I'm going to really go for this now, you know. He's been struggling in these positions. He needs to make something happen now.
Interesting what John Kavanagh said, though. He said about bringing the leg over to the other side. I think he might try and look to take this as a back take or an arm bar, perhaps. I don't know if he's going to get this.
He's got a nice grip, but Ibrahim aware of it.
Yeah, he's covering that arm,
Very
isn't
smart.
he? So what you're telling me, Sean, is the likelihood is Ibra could probably play football as well.
Well, he said his brothers are much better than him at football, but
he takes them down, they can't get up.
I bring that point up because that's a level of athleticism and coordination that the family has, that, right? You don't accidentally fall into that level of athletics.
Yeah. Incredible discipline. I know the father, you know, he's obviously, look at the lads. Do you know what I mean? All three of them, all four of them.
Must be incredibly proud.
Excelling at the highest level of sport. Sold out arena here. It's incredible.
You have to let go of that, Kenny. Come on.
Tight on that waist.
Clean,
and because the waist of Kenny's so narrow, Ibra's almost all the way around and got his hand in his own pocket.
Face the fence, yes.
I feel like Ibra's not even got out of first gear here, guys. No. He really hasn't.
He's just cruising, isn't he?
He is.
Terrifying.
He's making it look easy.
Well, one of the challenging things about fighting someone like Kenny Mokhonoana is he's got those long limbs. Ibra has not let him get those limbs into play, not allowing him to build frames, not allowing him to get the long legs up and around the neck or create body locks. It's just...
And you know what, Sean? We're actually talking about a difficult opponent he's fighting here.
That's right.
Like, this is not no easy. He's from a great gym. You know, he's got a lot of wins on his record, and Ibrahim's just making it look very easy.
There's a potential Von Flu choke here if Ibra can move him away from the fence a little bit.
Kenny needs to use that fence now. He really needs to shift his hips back and start making something happen. Easier said than done. Potential head and arm choke here.
Ibra trying to wedge himself in on the fence side of Kenny Mokhonoana.
He's got to step that right leg over now.
Back on that Kimura grip. He's allowed him to get his hands together again. Ibra needs to cover that, make sure his arm stays safe. Yeah,
beautiful.
It's giving Kenny some space to move, though, isn't it? He's been able to build back up to his knees because of that Kimura trap.
I mean, another round just passed there, guys, and Ibrahim in complete control, complete domination from bell to bell yet again.
Mokhonoana tries to roll for a leg, going to be too little too late as the round comes to a close with a hammer fist.
All right, gentlemen, third final round. Ready, fight. Ready, fight. Let's go.
One last 5-minute frame, and again Ibra opens it up with that same kick.
Identical.
Yeah, but which takedown this time is the question.
Beautiful. Here's the hands now of Ibrahim. He's gone southpaw. Have you noticed that, guys? Beautiful. Clasp the hands. Here we go again. He's going for a ride by the looks of things. There we go. Incredible.
Gave us a little smile in the commentary booth before he nailed that takedown as well. He's just going through the wrestling textbook right now, isn't he?
Good elbow from the top
that inside
position.
leg trip was phenomenal to watch.
That was a cracking elbow that he landed. Great head position, staying above his opponent. Mokhonoana is going to try and build up here. But as soon as he starts to build, look, Ibra's going to take his base away.
Here we go.
Strip the leg with his own legs, wrap it up, bind it.
We're back in the Ibra trap, Dan.
Right. The Ibra game.
The leg irons are on.
The leg irons, man.
Yeah, but it's a difficult one.
It is. And this is what's going to happen as well, you see. Because Mokhonoana feels stuck, and in this point of desperation in the third round, he might start to try and scramble and turn his back. And that's where you find Ibra is clamped onto you. Here we go, look. Forced to turn his back to make space. Maybe trying to tangle up a leg here, but there's not a lot of space for him to extend it. Open palm on the fence for Ibra.
He's isolated the leg now, let's see. Here we go.
And be careful of that up kick.
Good work by Ibra. Floated over the top. Once again, out behind Kenny Mokhonoana.
I mean, the pressure's just really beautiful to watch. It is. It's one side to the other. It's leg iron. It's hand clasp. It's beautiful. I'm breaking off now. I'd like to see some attacks from here now. Some striking from Ibra. You know, finish this round.
As dominant as the control is, the next step in the career for Ibra is going to have to be making sure that these things advance to finishes.
Sure.
Oh, this is interesting for Mokhonoana.
Triangle attempt here for Kenny Mokhonoana.
I mean, it's...
Keep pulling
There's just no space to extend it. You know what I mean? That's the problem with this position up against the fence.
I mean, Kenny much more active in this round now. You know, he looks great from the bottom now. This is what he should have been doing from the start. Much more aggressive with his jiu-jitsu.
Halfway through
Come
round
on, work
3.
to the knees, enough.
North-south here for Ibragimov.
All the way. Come on, Kenny, move. Big effort now. Back up. Posting up. All right, let's go. There you go. Stand. All the way. Face the fence, working the grip.
Here we go now.
But then think about the discouragement if he's taken down almost immediately again. Beautiful work by Ibra.
It really is beautiful to watch.
It's incredible. It's just so fluid as well. It's not even a technical understanding of wrestling. It's mechanical. He understands what limbs need to be stripped away.
And Dan, with him being so young,
right,
it's scary, you know. Once he starts adding these submissions and the ground and pound into his arsenal.
Even just growing into his body, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? 20-year-old, imagine him 4 or 5 years' time.
Ibra with old man strength?
Oh, no.
No, thank you.
I'm going to re-retire.
And you know, as well, with the level of discipline in his household, you know what I mean, with his brothers and his dad, and it's just, the sky really is the limit here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And the fact that he can outsource his training whenever he wants to Makhachkala. He can go back and he can train in Dagestan. And if he ever feels like the wrestling is slipping or he's getting away from this system that has been so perfected, he can just hop a flight, and that's where his roots are.
Are you trying to say the wrestling would slip in Manchester, Sean?
Well, that's not what I was implying, but because you said it, it's not what Manchester's known for.
Beautiful.
It's a little suplex for style point.
So nice.
45 seconds left. Go for this Dagestani handcuff, but Mokhonoana is keeping his elbow close to his chin, ribs.
Workman-like performance here from Ibragim.
Ibra trying to work the elbow from the top position.
What an addition we have to the 145 division here, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, really hard to beat. Great style.
Some knees to the thigh.
Again, I don't believe he got out of first gear, guys. Honestly.
Now you see him open up. The style points for Ibra as the fight comes to a close.
What?
Why not, guys?
My goodness.
Why not?
I'm going to go and talk to this young man.
Why not?
I need to interview him. That was superb.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to announce the winner for this featherweight bout. The fight has taken its full course, and with that, we head to the judges' scorecard. All judges have scored 30-27, and the winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated, Ibragim the Mauler Ibragimov!
Methodical dissection by Ibra to extend his undefeated record to 9-0. Dan Hardy with the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible performance that was. Undefeated, Ibragim Ibragimov. How are you feeling, my friend?
I feel great, to be honest. Thank you, Dubai. Firstly, I want to say Alhamdulillah. I couldn't lose this fight because my grandmother was here, my dad is here, my old brothers are on here. We have a massive support team from Dagestan, from Manchester. Thank you to everyone for the support. Thank you, guys. I'm really glad to fight here. One of the massive, like the first massive show in Dubai. It's a big honor for me to fight in here. Thank you, PFL. Obviously, I want to say thank you to every single one, and to our brother Khabib as well, for taking care of us. We've been here 2 weeks, been training with the best guys around, been training in the best gym. So thank you so much. He took care of us while I was here. Thank you. Alhamdulillah. 9-0 undefeated. Guys.
I've got a question for you, my friend. Well, Sean and I sit cage side and we look all the way through the night for the takedown of the night. and you gave us many, many options. We've got 3 different ones that we've picked out. Let's have a look on the screen up here. Talk me through these, my friend. You went through the wrestling textbook.
Check this out. Boom. That's Greco-Roman wrestling. Thank you to all my coaches from Greco-Roman. Boom. It's just explanation. The Dagestan Airlines. Boom. Woo! I could have finished this one, to be honest. 10 more seconds, I would have finished this one. Big shout out to all the guys from Ireland. There's nothing personal between us. It's just a sport for us. It's nothing personal. Obviously, it's good to get a win against them anyways. It's like, you know, always we have competition with Ireland. Thank you guys for coming and supporting your guys as well. Thanks, Kenny. He's a good fighter. And to all his coaches as well. Thank you.
We're excited for your journey, my friend. We're all going to be following it.
And thank you to PFL for giving me this opportunity. This is the 3rd fight on one of the best organizations. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything you've done for me. It changed my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dubai, make some noise for Ibragim Ibragimov.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.